Welcome! Welcome to Hedges Kitchen. I'm Heather and this is my husband Ryan.
Hello.
And we're the chefs here at Hedges. Today we're going to make for you a fabulous Valentine's dessert.
What are we making?
We're making Crème. And I hope I said that right.
My French. Crème.
Right.
Okay.
Crème. Very easy dessert that you can make the day before. Keep it in your refrigerator and bring it out and serve it like you're just a rock star on Valentine's Day. Very easy. What we're going to do first is we're going to make the sauce. So to start the sauce, we have a saucepan. We're going to put 1 cup of the fresh raspberries in it. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Just teenage pure cane sugar.
Regular pure cane sugar, exactly. The most important ingredient, of course, is the RMF wine. And love this for holidays. Fabulous spice behind it. It has really nice pepper notes, all kinds of delicious flavors in there, and especially for pairing with fruit. Wonderful with raspberry.
RMF is Red Mountain Fortified.
Stands for Red Mountain Fortified.
So, ask
Excellent.
for RMF.
Right? Love that. We also have a bay leaf, a small pinch of salt, and just a few little peppercorns. I like that in there. I think it really brings out the notes in the wine and really enhances all those flavors so you're not just a flat raspberry wine flavor. And 2 tablespoons of water.
So why do you put water in that? You've got all those great flavors and you put a little bit of water in?
I like a little bit of water because it takes a little bit of time for this to reduce down and to cook all the way, and so you need a little bit of extra liquid in order for the raspberries to cook down by the time.
So you don't want to make it too intense. You want it to be like the actual flavors, not too intense.
Right, exactly. The second most important ingredient, besides the wine, is the lemon zest. If you do not have one of these fabulous zesters, I highly recommend that you invest in one. It's probably one of the most versatile tools that we use for just about everything in the kitchen. So we're just going to...
They also call them microplaners.
Microplaner. They come in all different sizes. This one is particularly fine for doing zest and things like that. It smells really good, like lemon. I love that.
Cool tools. Gotta have them.
So we just kind of run this along the zest. You don't want to get any of the white pith. That'll be really bitter. So we just want the little top yellow part. And we're going to zest about half of this lemon for this.
It smells so good.
I
mean, the RMF and the lemons and the raspberries, we can just smell-o-vision this.
Right, smell-o-vision. So we're just going to put this on the stove and turn on our heat. Fabulous oven, see? And we're going to let that cook while we make the rest. So you really don't have to do much to it. A little stir every now and then, but other than that, it'll be fine. So next thing we're going to do is, while that's cooking back there, we're going to go ahead and make the Crème. So the first thing you want to do, if you do not have these, I also recommend purchasing these. Very inexpensive, $5 each. You can buy them online, you can buy them at your favorite kitchen shop, but you will need a special little mold. Crème mold generally has holes all in the bottom so that the whey can come out as you let them sit overnight, and that will make a more dense and creamy Crème.
So traditionally they're in perforated heart-shaped mold.
Yes, traditionally they do come heart-shaped, and you do have a perforated mold. I don't know that I've ever seen other shapes of molds. I think they only come in hearts.
I've heard of people using round ones or doing squares and then actually cutting them into heart shapes.
Right, yeah.
So if you don't have a heart shape, you can do a square and cut it into a heart shape.
Right. So we also are going to use some cheesecloth here, and this helps so that the cheese that you're making isn't going to go into the holes, and makes it much easier to get it out.
So you want the liquid. You want to allow the liquid to come out through the bottom.
Right.
Overnight.
They also have little feet on them so that the come out. So there's our little molds. We're just going to set those aside. And next, we're going to go ahead and start the Crème. So also, last kitchen item, if you do not have, definitely buy a KitchenAid. This is not sponsored by them, but we love them, and their mixers are the best. So we're going to start out with the paddle. And this is a very simple recipe. Because it is so simple, it's really important to keep all the ingredients pure and the best quality that you can buy. So, yeah. If you use, start out with yucky ingredients, end up with yucky food. So.
3 ingredients, but make sure that the best ingredients you can possibly find. Fresh and local.
So the first thing we have is 12 ounces of cream cheese. So we're gonna just put the cream cheese in the mixer. Spatula? Oh, spatula. Thanks. Do that. That's why we're still married. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and mix this. And it really doesn't take very long, just a few little mixes. Just that much. And then we can go ahead and add our powdered sugar. 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar. I do like to sift it, again, because there are only a few ingredients in this. You want to make sure you don't have any lumps and that it's really smooth texture. So we sift the powdered sugar, and it's 1 1/4 cups.
So it's kind of like the objective is to make it really creamy.
Really creamy.
Really
right.
creamy and
Exactly.
smooth on the tongue.
Exactly. That's what we're looking for. So the trick to this now is to mix the sugar in completely. Okay, and you want to scrape down your bowl, but we want to turn off the mixer before we do that. Don't ever stick this in the bowl while it's mixing.
It's very strong. It can take fingers and hands to do
Yeah.
bad things.
I knew a woman that ended up in traction from sticking this in there. And
True story.
yeah, true story. So we just want to incorporate the cream cheese and the powdered sugar into a nice, kind of fluffy, soft mixture. What we're trying to do is make the consistency of the cream cheese match up to the consistency of the heavy cream. Otherwise, you will end up with little tiny lumps and things like that in there. So, we're also going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And that just helps bring out the flavor a little bit. I like to use kosher salt in my baking because it melts a little bit faster than some kind of iodized salt or something like that, and it melts into the pastry. Okay, so now we have very nice, sticky things. Everything's sticky in baking. I think that's why I like it. It's just messy.
Sugar. It's just
Sugar. Yeah. It's my nickname, bro. Sugar.
Or I like to call it C6H12O6.
Right, yeah.
It's the winery. We do science and chemistry.
It's science. Science, folks. Okay, so here. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Do we get to lick these?
right. So now we have a nice kind of fluffy cream cheese and sugar mixture. And excuse my finger, but this really is the most efficient way to get this off of here. We're going to pour 2 1/4 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now, when I say heavy whipping cream, the kind of cream that you get from your local grocery store is probably only about 36% butterfat. This cream that we buy commercially is about 40% butterfat. It makes a much better product, much stiffer, much creamier. You'll just really have a lot more success if you can find the 40% butterfat cream. They call it heavy whipping cream, but really look on the package to make sure that it says 40%.
Again, the better quality, the more creamy, the better it's going to be.
Right,
So
exactly.
use the best possible products you can find.
Okay, so then we put the bowl back on the mixer. And I cannot stress this enough. We are switching to the whip attachment. Start very, very slowly. If you turn this on high, you are going to be covered in cream. So just let it mix for a
Can we
second.
demonstrate that? real
No
quick?
mixing,
Is that a
no
demo?
demonstrating.
No, okay.
And while this is mixing, I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the vanilla bean. Again, only a few ingredients in this recipe, so we wanna make sure we use real vanilla bean, get those beautiful vanilla specks in there. It's just fantastic. So to use that, we just split it like I did, halfway down the middle. Take the back of your knife, and scrape out all the beautiful vanilla bean. Do not stick your knife in the mixer. Now our vanilla is in there, we have salt in there, we have cream cheese, and we have powdered sugar and heavy cream. We are going to bring it up to an actual whipping point and let that go. Contrary to popular belief, you don't want to whip your cream on the very, very highest speed. You're actually going to end up whipping out air out of your cream. You kind of want to use a medium speed, and that'll allow you to get the most volume that you possibly can. So, again, turning off the mixer before we put the spatula
Yes, please.
in.
Safety first. Always. This sauce is really starting to smell awesome.
Will you stir that?
I have been stirring it.
How's it look?
It's looking very nice.
Okay,
You can see in there, it's starting to, the berries are breaking down and all those awesome flavors are starting to marry together. There's some bay leaves in there and it just smells amazing.
All right, so you want to scrape down at least one time during this. Make sure that your cream cheese is completely incorporated into the cream. And now we're just going to let this go. It's going to take about 2, maybe 3 minutes. While that's mixing, I'm going to get this pan out and put our little molds in the pan. That way we have a spot for all the liquid to go to. Depending on the type of cream cheese and the type of cream you're using, you'll have different amounts of liquid. You just want to make sure, you know, the next day that there's at least a tablespoon in the bottom and you'll be fine.
There's not a lot of liquid that's coming out. You're just getting traces of liquid, like
Right.
some small drips throughout the night. You'll have a couple tablespoons in there, but that's allowing it to firm up and set nicely.
All right, it's starting to come together already. It really doesn't take too long. Still not on the highest speed, but for the magic of television, we will make it quicker.
TV magic.
It's TV magic. Okay, now the beauty of the Crème is that it's a very, very neutral base. You can add at this point lemon zest if you like. You could add chopped almonds. You could add chocolate, shaved chocolate. You could add, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
So we could do chocolate Coeur à la crème. Is that what you do?
We could do chocolate Coeur à la crème. Yes, we could. This one, I like to add a little bit of almond extract too, just because we're pairing it with the raspberries, the RMF. I think it goes really, really well. This is what we have now, and it looks basically like whipped cream. It's just very heavy whipped cream.
So it's like cream cheese whipped cream.
Kind of like cream cheese whipped
Sort
cream.
of,
Yeah.
in my layman terms.
It'll change a little more towards cheese when it's completely done, but I might get you to hold that.
This is my part to shine here.
Again, why we're still married.
Hold this.
So, this is a piping bag that you can buy anywhere. If you don't have a piping bag, just put it in a big Ziploc and cut the end off. That'll work.
1 gallon Ziploc bag and cut a 1/4 inch off the corner, or however big a hole you would like. Right? I think we've got about a 1/2 inch hole here with no tip.
Put it in a bag just to make it easier. You can just use a spoon and spoon it in, but you aren't going to get that nice even base with a spoon as much. So I just do this. Oops, I guess it's going somewhere. Oops, and we just pipe it into a heart shape. Oops, and slide it in. I guess I could have done that on the board.
So you just want it to set up evenly.
Correct.
An even base.
So now we just take our little tiny spatula, and again, I love these little offset spatulas because you can press straight down and you don't have to try to make it flat. It just does it.
That's a pretty neat little spatula.
I love this little spatula.
So you could probably use the back of a spoon maybe too.
Yeah.
In a pinch.
Yeah, you can use anything. I mean, it's just, you know, getting it to that end result is what you want ultimately. So we just spread the Coeur Creme in there. And I like to give it a couple taps to make sure there's no air left in it. And then we just wrap it up like a little present because you're gonna give it to your love on Valentine's Day.
Big points.
Big points, yes, big brownie points. You two will be married still. Or getting married, who knows?
So what do you just do? What do you do?
I like to use the other mold. Nobody tells you to do this,
No,
but it's just my little secret. I just use the other mold and kind of swish it down. That way it makes it, again, nice and
even.
flat and symmetrical and even. And that's it. And this just goes in your refrigerator just like this overnight. You need to let it sit for at least 12 hours in order for the whey to start coming out. And you'll notice as the time goes on, a little bit of water will come out, and that's exactly what you want.
So it's reduced down just very slightly, not much, but that's kind of what you're looking for.
That's about it. Pour it right in a nice strainer because you want to get all those peppercorns and bay leaves and seeds. Nobody likes raspberry seeds.
They're not desirable to chew on.
Plus they look really bad on Valentine's Day when they're stuck in your teeth.
It's not super
That's not super attractive. Here's the most important part about the raspberry sauce. As you're putting it through the sieve, you want all that juice, but what you really want is this raspberry pulp that's at the very end. So it takes a little bit of time, but you want to completely push all the pulp of the raspberry through the
So why do you want to push the pulp through?
Because that's going to make a nice thick sauce that has like a real raspberry flavor, real good mouthfeel.
It thickens it a little bit.
Exactly, it thickens it and, you know, has a lot of flavor.
So the seeds are kind of bitter sometimes too.
I don't know about bitter, but they are definitely hard as a rock. So
We're shooting for a nice creamy dessert.
going for that creamy
seeds.
consistency again.
Makes sense.
All right. So you just push it through till you basically have just seeds left. And you can see the stuff on the bottom is a lot thicker than what was coming out before, and that's exactly what
That's
you
the
want
pulp,
is the raspberry pulp. And just mix it up. And again, this is just gonna go in the refrigerator. Oh, you can take that one? All right.
I will.
Yay! This is just gonna go in the refrigerator overnight, and then we'll pull it all out the next day to plate it. Here we have the Coeur Creme already done, and as you can see, we've had a little bit of the whey, the liquid, come out, and that's exactly what you're looking for. These molds all have holes in them all the way around, and so after you've let this sit overnight, you should have some liquid in the bottom. So that's exactly what you want. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and plate these. So very easy. If you've done it correctly, it should be nice and firm and come right out of the little mold like that. And we just unwrap our fantastic little creme. I hope I'm saying that correctly. So, to plate this and make it extra fancy so people think you're super gourmet, we are going to plate it with a little bit of lemon curd, which I did make earlier, and maybe we'll have another lesson on this in the next few weeks or something. But in the meantime, you can just purchase it at any grocery store. They have it in the jelly section usually. It's fantastic. So all we're going to do to make it beautiful is we're going to dip a big heavy amount in our brush. Brush it right across the plate. Super easy. You can use your paintbrush. Just make sure you didn't use it for paint. And that is all. Then we'll take our little beautiful little heart-shaped mold. Kind of delicate, as you can see. It sticks to my fingers quite a bit. Now, if you'd like to, it's completely up to you. But I like the pattern of the cheesecloth on top. I think it really makes it look like cheese and makes it super fun that way. But you can take a little spatula and smooth it out on top if you like that look a little bit better. We have some beautiful fresh raspberries. beautiful fresh raspberries here, and we are just going to garnish the top here with some really pretty giant raspberries. You can make whatever pattern you want. I try to keep with the heart theme here. And then we have our RMF raspberry sauce that we already made and we chilled overnight. That's why this dessert is so great, especially for Valentine's Day, because once you make it, you can make it all the day before and you can just do all this that night while you're drinking your fabulous wine and not even have to worry about cooking, which is what we all love. And then we just drizzle a little bit of the RMF sauce over the top. And I really like it when it drizzles down the side like that. And at the end, I like some almonds. I love these little Marcona almonds. They're deep, whoops, that's where that one goes on the plate. They're deep fried and they're just so tasty. So we just sprinkle a few of those. And there you have Coeur Creme with lemon curd and Marcona almonds and fresh raspberries with RMF raspberry sauce. Fantastic. And I guarantee you will really enjoy this for Valentine's Day with your wine. If something happens and the relationship doesn't go quite great, you can always cut it into a broken heart and eat it with your best friend. So thank you. Have a great day, folks, and happy Valentine's Day and happy Hedges wine drinking. Enjoy.